It's the intro, right?
Yeah.
I hope that the intro will be edited in. Hey, hello, welcome. We're celebrating a 1-year anniversary of Steppin' Into Tomorrow. My name is Wrights. I'm with my companion.
I'm Lucas Benjamin.
And we're gonna go through what we did. Look back at a year of a lot of music.
What a year it was.
A lot of connections.
Yeah. I mean, this is not even the wildest thing that we could dream of, I guess, and it actually happened, and it got even better, to be honest, in the first year.
Yeah, way better than
like
expected.
The love and support from all our like-minded equals.
Yeah, within the Netherlands, but also across, you know.
Yeah.
We've been managing to carve out and find an online space to unite the scene. Whether that's broken beat or jazz, it's up there.
All affiliated sounds, yeah.
Yeah. So we got a couple of things that we wanna share, and we're gonna take you guys through that. So make sure to tune in and stay tuned, I guess. I mean, first of all, the thing we started a year ago was the blog. You know, we had a heavy emphasis on the blog.
But way before we actually launched the blog, we started with the radio show.
The radio show, right, in 2019.
2020.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was mid-pandemic already.
The year that the pandemic arrived.
Oh, yeah.
We felt like starting it off with a radio show, and from there on we realized we just have to start this blog.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So we started doing the radio show. Shout out to Lovely, where we are still doing the radio show every month.
Yep.
Big shout out to Julianne, Rick, and all them, Danny, all them guys. And how do you think that evolved a bit from what we started, aside from like the super quirky and kind of being at unease during the radio shows to where we are at now? Or are we still doing the same?
Oh, I guess the radio show still has that same chemistry and same dynamic. I feel like since the first show we did, we probably got a little better at telling the stories that we wanted to share. But I think in the bigger picture, the radio show is still pretty similar. Yeah,
a little more comfortable. I had to step out for a couple of months due to other things I had to do. But luckily the team filled in.
Yeah. Everybody who doesn't do radio shows or doesn't even really play music of the team jumped in and did the radio show.
And maybe that even kickstarted Kay's DJ career. You know?
Look forward to that mix coming.
Shouldn't it be coming soon now? Wasn't she? No, she did. She played her set, right? But it was all Christmas tunes. It was during Christmas, the James Brown thing that we did.
Yeah, that was her
which
debut.
We're going to discuss in a minute as well.
Debut DJ set she did.
Yeah. But it was Christmas themed. I would really like to see what she can do.
Non-Christmas themed.
Yeah, she has all the freedom that she can take. Then and in the radio shows, you know, the idea is to illustrate what kind of dope music is happening in the Netherlands. So we're reaching out to DJs who are also producers, people who make edits, producers, musicians, bands for demos. So this is also an open call. If you didn't know already by now, please hit us up with all your mixes and demos and whatever you got in the vaults. Hit us up with that.
Let us know. We're here.
Even like less than 320 kilobytes, I'd say, come on, let's just play it and see, man. We're gonna put you and the Netherlands is all on the map, you know. And then to kind of supplement that, we also started the blog, where we're kind of doing the same, right? The idea is still to show what kind of music from bedrooms to big studios to studios we weren't even aware about. I know yesterday we realized that there was a studio in New
right around the corner.
I didn't know that. So there's still things that we don't know, even though you are like the biggest music encyclopedia that I know and have connections everywhere. There's still some things that we don't know.
Yeah. So if you got something that you think we should know about, just always hit us up. Send us an email. Send us a message.
Can you put it here?
Somewhere here.
At steppin.into tomorrow.music.nl at Gmail, whatever. It's very convoluted. We're
Something
gonna fix
like
it. Yeah, we're gonna fix it anyway. But yeah, look, you will put it in, Leslie. How many articles did we do, man? In a year?
I feel like it's been at least 100.
Yeah, there should be at least 100.
At least 100,
Yeah.
and that's not premieres, that's interviews, that's editorials, event reviews.
Yeah, Sonic Spaces. I think Timo was working on.
Yeah,
maybe we should also shout out a bit because we started. It was the two of us in January 2021, and then within 3 months or so, we had a team of like dedicated family. I call them family now.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
family,
they are.
you know?
They are. Right off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah, man. People who write, people who make awesome videos, and photos. Time is really killing it. We're gonna celebrate. We got a little something coming up.
Yep.
With Timon. Yeah, and writers, man, it's been good. 100 articles is insane.
Think about it, yeah. But it went super fast and super organic as well. How we kind of gathered the team, you know. I remember we were meeting up at the Albert Kuip market when it was super cold and it was early February. We were just starting, I think it was the beginning.
We were meeting up with Ruben.
We were meeting up with Ruben, who you met today actually, right? That
day, yeah.
And then we bumped into Timon, and he had
and
his
Marco,
camera.
they were together.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Everybody was there from the beginning.
Yeah.
And now it all just came together in the last year.
It's amazing. Wow.
Evolution. Evolution.
So, like new music, we also did premieres, which is interesting also, because that was the connection, that was the continental or the international connection, you know? Because not only dope music is coming out of the Netherlands, it's like beyond as well, in the broken beat scene, jazz,
it's global.
soulful house even, yeah. And what is the highlight? What do you think is the highlight of the releases?
Of the premieres.
Of the premieres, my bad. Of the premieres, yeah.
I mean, I know that you know what I'm going to say because it's pretty obvious. I mean, one of our biggest inspirations in music is Kaidi Tatham. Big shout out to Kaidi Tatham.
Yeah, the GOAT.
And I mean, we pretty much played one of his new tunes almost every radio show, and that means there was new stuff coming out every month.
Yeah, he was on it last year.
Yeah. So, and then suddenly we got an email of a new label from France. They feature a Kaidi Tatham track, and then they just offered us to do the premiere.
Yeah, that was like
within a year.
Yeah, I remember we discussed this earlier in like the beginning of last year, that would be like a good milestone. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, celebrating milestones in a way, and we want to share that with you guys because you guys are also part of this, you know. And then the Kaidi tune was amazing.
And what a tune!
Yeah, I really like that one.
So that was one of the highlights. What's another highlight of the premieres?
It is not a premiere, but we have it on SoundCloud. It's the Bimre tune by Ronald. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Ronald Snijders, legendary, highly underrated flutist from the Netherlands, Surinamese originally, been there since the 70s, kind of has this under the radar. I mean, record diggers know his name, and his records are getting more and more in demand. And then suddenly he turned 70, and it felt like the right, not just to write an article, but also to look up the man.
Yeah.
And we contacted him, and he was super down, and we went to his house.
You, Tijmen, and Timo went to his house. Yeah. Sucked
super
that I
inspirational.
couldn't have been there. I really wanted to join, but how long were you guys there? Like 3 hours or so?
Yeah, like a 3-hour interview session. Yeah, and he told us about his whole career, how he did everything himself since the beginning, played every instrument on the first few albums, released it himself, even made the artwork, scanned it and everything.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
he made the artwork.
The first 3 albums on vinyl. I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Wow.
Yeah, super.
And then, but how did you get the audio? How did that happen?
Oh, the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this talk about that he does everything himself, but in these days the digital realm is really important in music, and it's definitely how a lot of people find music. And he's not really in that realm. He's not putting his own stuff online. Unfortunately, yeah. But so there's a lot of songs that you can only buy of him on a gig, off a CD or a vinyl record.
Well, mostly CD.
Mostly CDs these days. But he also reissued the first 2 albums, which we bought actually there at the performance.
Right.
So he does do that. So then I asked him if we can do this article and interview, can we add a few songs that are not able to find online at the moment? And then he sent us 2 songs.
Okay. Oh, I don't know.
That's how we co-premiered them.
Co-premiered, yeah. I really like that one. But that was a little sidetrack, I guess. So we're going to talk about Ronald a bit more, I guess, in a minute. Then, yeah, man. How many premieres did we do? I think 30?
Something like that.
29, 30?
Yeah.
I guess?
Yeah, we just did 2 yesterday, so it's 30 plus now.
30 plus now, yeah. I really like that one, the Emile Londonier tune, but that's also because I wrote it and it's most freshest to memory. Maybe we should just look it up. Nope. Nice.
One eternity later.
That's amazing. Yeah, okay. So then...
Okay, it's a good wrap up, and it's good to notice now that actually of the premieres, the majority is abroad. It's international.
Abroad, yeah, we're feeling that love, man.
Wow.
So keep sending that shit through as well, because we will be bumping it and celebrating it, 100%.
Fire.
Yeah. I think the Yofi one. I really like that EP, you know. I remember you.
Crispy production.
You sent it to me. No, we listened to the test pressing at
Obsidian. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Shout out to Ness. Shout out to Kid Sublime for releasing that record on Ballroom Radio Records. We actually got a glimpse of this project before the test press was there when we went to Kid Sublime Studio for an interview.
Which we also did.
Yeah, we interviewed him on his 20-year career. And then that day, the masters came in and Ness was screaming from the other room, "Hey, the masters are in!"
Yeah.
So we just played it right there, actually. That was the first glimpse we heard of Yofi.
Yeah, but did you know about him before
I've seen a few videos on Instagram already, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I knew that this was happening before it was happening, because I saw Ness responding in the comments, and everybody, and Kaidi was in the comments, everybody was digging Yofi right off the bat.
Okay.
And then Ness smartly jumped on and got him in and did the release.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
Great one. So another thing that we did to kind of again supplement. I don't have a better word to describe this. Is doing the mixes, right? With the mixes, we wanted to bring in that DJ side of things from the Netherlands.
True. A big focus on the Dutch selectors.
A big focus on the Dutch selectors as well, because they're as much a part of the scene as the producers and the musicians themselves are. So we did 26 mixes, right? So 1 every 2 weeks for a year straight. I really love that one.
Consistent since the beginning,
Consistent since the beginning,
We just came up with it, like maybe every week might be too much. You still need some time to digest the mixes and actually re-listen them maybe in the week to follow. So every other week was, felt like it felt right.
You can check that out on Mixcloud. They're all there. 26, like 100,000 minutes played. Just a brag, you know, for first year. I think 100,000 is pretty good.
100,000 minutes are listened to on the Mixcloud. So that's the mixes and the radio shows.
And the radio shows as well. And we did a little data analysis, and we looked at how many different artists were played within these 26 mixes, and how many minutes we just discussed, and who were the most key DJs, key musicians who were featured
in the mixes.
So there were like 351 different artists.
Okay.
And then we made a pie chart. Maybe Leslie, you can pull this up somewhere. I think here should be nice. Or you can see the producers that were and artists that were most played. The most prominent one was again Kaidi, which not only illustrates that what we are doing is kind of extending his legacy in a way, but also that the selectors from the Netherlands also feel that vibe, that we kind of
acknowledge it.
Exactly.
I feel the same way about it.
And then second was Digo, so that makes sense. And then DKD was also on there.
I was kind of surprised.
And then I think Steve Spacek was on there, Tenderlonius was on there, Miles Davis, Incognito, which I really loved.
Nice.
And Donald Byrd.
Donald Byrd.
Of course.
Yeah.
Our name, we are indebted to Donald, as our name is Steppin' Into Tomorrow. And
which was an album in the middle of the 70s by Donald Byrd. He spelled it as stepping into tomorrow. We took off that G, made it an apostrophe, and made it stepping into tomorrow.
Abbreviated it a little bit to update that. Yeah, and I mean, so nice to see that the other DJs and selectors really resonated with that, you know, and I felt that that this is the sound that doesn't have a space yet. And even though a lot of people from very different genres might enjoy this, you know, on their own, and now I feel like this is culminating into like this space that we're creating.
Yeah, it's all coming
really
together.
Nice. Yeah. And then we also discussed earlier a bit about Ronald, and I think that we also went and Kid also, and we did some other interviews with people who we think are important figures in the music scene, but not only our music scene, but also the Dutch musical history in a way, you know?
Yeah.
And that extends beyond musicianship, and it also includes DJs. People like Casey the Funkaholic are very celebrated. Yeah. But right next to him, parallel to him, also existed and still exists, obviously, Cassie. So we also went to his place and sat down with him for like 4 hours. You know?
Yeah, what a story. But that's still in the works, actually. It's not published yet, so keep an eye out for that. The history of Cassie 6.
The history of Cassie 6, and hopefully a 4-hour mix. He promised us a 4-hour mix, right?
Yeah, he says he's gonna do it with ease. Yeah.
Surely he's gonna do it with ease.
We also connected with Byrd in Rotterdam, who had their 10-year anniversary.
Right.
And then Guido van Dieren, aka DJ Thelonious, made a 4-hour mix for us.
He already did that.
He already did that. He kicked it off.
Maybe we should have the OGs
have a 4-hour
have mix. A 4-hour mix.
Yeah. Because they got more to say.
We need to acknowledge that authority, you know, that they have and celebrate that.
Like every 10 years you're DJing, you get an extra hour.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we can keep that.
And on the other hand, what Ronald, as you said, what Ronald represents is kind of an unsung story, or as an unsung hero within the Dutch music canon, and that Surinamese jazz influence of Kaseko and their interpretation of North American jazz is not much celebrated in the canon of Dutch musical history, which is wrongfully so, and has his political and socio-cultural reasons. And that's also something that I gravitate to a lot. Is that we want to recanonize that, because it's as important, if not more important, than, you know.
It's what shaped us and the future.
Exactly.
And, I mean, we're clearly looking into the future, to the next generation of artists. But we're nowhere without the people that came
exactly,
before us.
And not only that, but the way, I mean, this is a very, this argument is taken with a lot of liberty, but the way the Dutch music history has been canonized and has been talked about by stuffy ass white dudes such as Leo Blokhuis and Matthijs van Nieuwkerk and such, you know, is also forming people's opinion about other stuff that might seem as niche, such as Ronald, which, on the contrary, if they would have been included, it might have looked differently, you know? Yeah. And it's important to recognize that going forward. Yeah. Which is also why we went to Frankie Douglas's house.
Yes, yeah, actually, when we were at Ronald Snyder's place, and we're asking all these questions about that era, who was he playing with, just to see what was happening in that time, especially in the early to late 70s and 80s. Yeah. And then there were a few names he kept on mentioning, and one of them was Frankie Douglas.
Of course.
Guitarist, composer.
Caribbean, right?
Yeah, Caribbean. Who had several bands like Solat, Reality, Sunchild. And the deeper I got into it, the more I got moved by it. And
also because the title, the names of the band really ring to you, you know.
Sunchild. I mean,
everything sun related. Please pull up the meme. I'll send you the meme. You need to
Jazz Fusion from Japan.
Vince McMahon, I think his name. Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, so then we were at Ronald's place and he kept on mentioning people like Frankie. And then I asked, hey, do you still have Frankie's number? He said, yeah, you should. I still probably has the same number. So he gave me the number and I called him in the next few days. And then at first he didn't answer. So I thought maybe the number is wrong. So I was asking other people that might know him. So I asked my girl's mom, because she's from that era. And I thought maybe she knows them. And then she actually went to those concerts, went to those jam sessions in the early 70s in Amsterdam, and still had a friend who still had Frankie's number.
Oh, and it was the same number still?
It was the same number that Ronald
wow.
gave me, so it was the same number. But then yeah, I spoke to him and he was super down and he invited us over and then we went to his house and had a 4-hour interview. And it was just the first session actually. So by now we went back a couple of times and we even went with Frankie to the archives. Yeah. Beeld en Geluid archives in Hilversum to dig up some old material. So that's also still in the works.
Still in the works, yeah.
Yeah.
And
but there's a lot there that's pretty uncovered.
Exactly. And that is important. As you said, like the bands that Frankie played in, but also the bands that Ronald played with and in, were kind of in that same vein, same spirit.
Yeah.
And they were featured on national television, you know.
Yeah.
So it's weird to say that something like that or their music is niche in a way, you know. If it's on national television, you know, come on.
It's not niche like that. No, but it's weird that it's not that niche, but still most people have no idea what the albums would sound.
You know exactly why that is. It's exotic. It
stays in that corner. Yeah. So we're here to try to bring that to people's attention again.
Yeah.
And see what we all missed kind of in the past.
Yeah. And pay respect to that and what that represents as well, you know. Yeah. Which is also why we're gonna uncover what else there is to uncover other musicians such as Eddie and Glenn Hunnam. I would really love to go there. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this would be possible as well. Now we need to have a little break, a little pee break, a little tea break, a little whatever, because we need to get a big man.
A special guest.
Yeah, we need to have a special guest on here. So stay tuned, I guess. The PT whatever break took a little longer, but the idea is that we're gonna reflect on whatever we have done in the past year, and it's gonna be quite a lot. Apparently we are not able to keep things clear, short and concise, but that is something that we're working on, and also something for you to enjoy. So enjoy.